Hi, this is Dave, and I'm Mr. DUI, Eugene Ellis, and we're going to finish off or continue with our conversation here. David came to us with a DUI, and you can see, well, you probably can't see on the camera, but they're asking for a minimum. This is East County. They're asking for a minimum of 96 hours to a maximum of 6 months, and they're charging him with 23-152A, driving while under the influence of alcohol, and 23-152B, driving with .08 or more at the time of driving. Now, Dave, we were just talking about the client we had a couple of days ago, and the client had not taken any blood, no breath, but did do field sobriety tests. He did that because right now we're in a glitch in the law where there's a recent Supreme Court case on blood, and it says they need to get a warrant, and apparently the judges don't want to wake up all times of the middle of the night to give a warrant. So instead of sitting on your chest like they used to if you were to refuse the test in the station, which you did not do, but I'm just making a comparison. Right now, they're just satisfied with taking your driver's license away. In your case, you did everything, which you will never do again. You do have to do the test in the station. You do not, unless you're on probation from another DUI or under 21 years of age, you do not have to do anything in the field, and never, ever, ever, ever should. You do not talk to them, but you exercise your Fifth Amendment right. It's on the back of my card. If you can't remember that, at least remember name, rank, and serial number like you're captured by the Viet Cong. That's all they get. The next thing you do in the future, if they ever stopped again, is to tell them, well, look, officer, if you think I committed a crime, arrest me. Because once you're arrested, a shield comes around your body from the Constitution of the United States of America, and they're screwed. It protects you incredibly. Now, so you tell them, officer, please arrest me, because I guarantee you, if you're stopped for DUI and you smell any alcohol at all, or they followed you from the bar, you will be arrested no matter what you say or what you do. Absolute. Please arrest me if you think I committed a crime. Bingo, the Constitution, as soon as you're arrested, comes around you. Most people don't know that. They think, well, I don't want to be arrested, but you will be arrested. You do not give them anything but your name and address, and if you have your driver's license, you give that to them, and you get out of the car if they tell you to get out of the car. That is all they get. I exercise my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, and I want you to arrest me if you think I committed a crime. I'm not doing any tests in the field. To be lawful and follow the law, and the other gentleman would rather lose his license for a year than take the test, and eventually they'll repair that little glitch in the law, and they'll sit on your chest again and stab you with a needle. So your best bet is to follow the law, but don't do anything until you're in the station, and or you do a blood or breath test, your choice, in the station. To refuse to do the test on the side of the road, they do have an evidentiary breath machine that they take you to the trunk of the car and they have you blow in it. That is an evidentiary. If you chose breath and you'd be required to blow in that on the side of the road, you'd simply switch to blood. Well, I changed my mind, I want to do a blood test. Because right at this point, they're not stabbing you on the side of the road with a needle. Let's get down to yours. They said, they claimed that you admitted to margaritas, I believe it was, and that's a very strong drink, of course. And I think you said you had 2 over a period of time, And then they, of course, threw in the normal red, watery eyes, slurred speech, strong odor of alcohol. They think they're hurting you, but strong actually means you just finished. And if you are going to drink anything, we want you, for chemical reasons, to have just finished. Then they offered you a handheld and you blew into it, which you will never ever do again unless, of course, you're on probation or under 21. And you blew over the legal limit. You blew 089 and 087. And this is about 3 in the morning. That means that because under the law, the court, not the DMV, the court will follow whichever one is the highest. And so in this case, they're allowed to follow the 089 and the 087. The last legal digit is 07. The first illegal digit is 08. And so therefore, most people don't realize that. And so clearly they had a drunk driving. And they charged you with both the A and the B for that reason. Finally, you did a blood test and it was lower. It was 07 and 06, but they have an 05 law, but they can go by either one. They don't need to, because the one in the station is less accurate, believe it or not. It's the one right while you're driving that's accurate, and you're over the legal limit, and so therefore, gracias, thank you. Alrighty, so he says around 3 o'clock, he saw your truck, an F-150, and I get more F-150s for DUIs than any other vehicle.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Traveling eastbound in front of me, in the 4-lane, I observed the vehicle was traveling around the left-hand bend in the roadway with its left side tire traveling on top of the raised white chromatic lane markers. It did this for approximately 4 to 5 seconds, or the duration of the curve in the roadway. I also paced the vehicle and obtained a speedometer reading of 55 to 60 on an otherwise wide open freeway. In other words, you were going too slow in his estimation. And then it says they stopped you and went through the field sobriety test, and the field sobriety tests you will never do because they're rigged, they can't be done, they're phony tests. Phony. For example, they've got you walking a line with, and you can't put your arms to the side, but I show them a photograph of people that are walking across a rope from one building to another, and their hands are out, or even more, they have a long pole. So it's an impossible test to do, and you'll never do them in the future. In this case, they said you did them, and that you had horizontal gaze nystagmus, that on the one-leg stand, which is, these two are super tests, and they had a one-leg stand where you're balancing on one leg, and that proved that you were under the influence, and all right, so anyway, I'm talking too much. My camera lady just said. So, long story short, you do not have a DUI. You have a reckless driving, not a wet reckless, which is similar to a DUI. A straight old reckless driving, which my wife, the camera lady, does all the time. And so when you came in here, describe how you felt, and if you were scared, or how this would affect, to get a DUI would affect your life.
Oh yeah, well, instantly I thought of affecting my career somehow. Working in the culinary industry, it's kind of a bad marker. You know, it's the chef's disease, so to speak. But I was down and out. It was tough, you know, with all the fines and what I was looking forward to and whatnot. And
criminal record for the rest of your life till you die.
And
criminal probation for 5, which will become 10 years, in which you would be owned by the cop and stopped constantly.
And when I showed up for my initial arraignment, the public defender wasn't very hospitable or even helpful. So I just said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and find some other representation. So that's when I looked up. I remember my buddy from years ago So I typed in that on Google and looked you up on your website and checked stuff out, and then made the appointment and came in and whatnot. And
Great.
for my situation financially and physically and whatnot, I'm completely pleased for what I got.
Oh yeah, you don't have any kind of wet reckless, you don't have any kind of, you have a simple reckless driving, and in theory, drinking any alcohol and driving, given the current rules that you're in here, and the way the police are, California's using it to fund their sinking budget, driving with any alcohol is a little bit on the reckless side, and you don't want to do it. In addition, in front of a jury, driving a truck is how they perceive drunks. They always drive trucks, so if they get in an accident, it won't be them that gets killed.
It is the one thing that has pretty much changed. I don't have the 2 beers or the 2 drinks and go and hop in a vehicle. That is,
They don't.
I arranged transportation prior to and from, or I take a cab, or I walk, It's changed me drastically.
So now you of course, you're off of all the alcohol-related offenses, simple reckless driving, which is a nothing. And so are you happy with our services?
I am happy.
Would you come to us again if you got another one?
Yes. Well, that I would. It's absolutely better than not doing anything at all.
And
You know what I mean?
Yes, and would you, since you have no alcohol-related offense, and it's the alcohol that causes you to lose jobs and so forth and so on, you couldn't even go to Cordon Bleu to advance your career if you had a DUI and you're on criminal probation. Okay, so would you advise these other people who are scared to death on what to do if they're looking for a lawyer?
Yeah, come in and see Eugene Ellis, Mr. DUI, and talk to him and then his crew, and they'll set you up with an appointment and move forward from there.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You got it. I appreciate it.
God bless you.